In this video, we are going to be going through how to create a monk in the best way possible. So I've been playing around with a load of the races and load of the classes, and I've come to a conclusion with this one that there's a race that I feel as though stands out better than the others, but ultimately it's all down to you. Whatever it is that you want to play is still a viable option, but this is what I would do to create a monk. So I'm going to be going across to the human. I'm going across to a human. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because of the weapon proficiencies. I quite like the idea of having a monk that is quite good with like a spear or a pike, halberd or glaive or something like that. And then the armor proficiency with light armor is always a good one to have. So we're just going to go down here and go on to monk. Now let's have a look at what the monk actually gives us. So it gives us simple weapons and short swords, but because of our human proficiency, we also get all those other weapons as well. So let me just close that. So a monk channels your cosmic enlightenment by deftly dodging and efficiently disassembling your foes through stunning strikes and a whirlwind of martial art attacks. So we have here Flurry of Blows, which is a bonus action, and it costs a unique resource point to monks, which is your key points, and we'll get onto that in a second, which will do 8 to 14 damage depending on whatever the rolls are. You also get your key points. So key is the magic that flows through all living beings. You can use this to exceed your body's physical capabilities. So key points, you get a number of key points, and as you increase in level, your key points, more key points will become available to you as well. So unarmored defense, while your reflexes are as effective as any armor. Oh, sorry, your reflexes are as effective as any armor. While not wearing armor, you may add your wisdom modifier to your armor class. So very similar in the to the barbarian in the respect of if you're not wearing armor, you get another modifier. Barbarian, it's con, if I'm not mistaken. So your constitution plus your dex is added together. So in this instance, we have wisdom. So just bear that in mind later on when we're creating that. Martial arts, dexterous attacks, so attacks with monk weapons and unarmed attacks scale with your dexterity instead of your strength if your dexterity is higher, which we recommend. You can see over here we do have our star over the over our dex, so that means that that's what the game recommends as our primary stat. Get your words out, Dan. Jesus. Right, so martial arts as well. Death strikes, attacks with monk weapons and unarmed attacks deal 1 to 4 bludgeoning damage unless their normal damage is higher. And then we have bonus unarmed strike. After making an attack with a monk weapon or while unarmed, you can make another unarmed attack as a bonus action. So you, from the outset, get an extra attack if you want it. It's not necessarily very strong, but we'll see how we can increase that in a second. So we are selecting our monk. We're going to go down to abilities first, as I always do, and we're just going to hit clear there. So we know we want a high dexterity because that's where our star is, but we also probably want a high wisdom because with the unarmored section we have here, unarmored defense, we get to add our wisdom modifier as well. So that's going to be a good one to have. So let's just make sure that we have that probably as high as we can, which will mean we get +3 because of our dex. Haven't done our hit points yet, but this modifier is also going to be added on for our AC. So if we have a high wisdom and a high dex, we're going to have quite a good AC. So we're going to do that there. I'm going to put this up to charisma up to 12 for the time being. Let's round those off. 10 and 10. I'm not that bothered about strength in this one. I want to put an extra point into charisma there. I may actually drop that down. Let's take that up to 14, and then let's put another 2 points in constitution. So we've rounded it off a little bit more. We've got a +2 to our wisdom, a +3 to our dexterity. Strength is a -1, but that's fine because we're going to be leaning more into our dex based stuff. Intelligence is a 0. Wisdom +2, charisma +2. So let's have a look at what skills and proficiencies we have. So we do have an extra proficiency because we're human. So let's have a look here. What should we like? The idea of stealth. Tell you what, let's switch out our background. So what background? Animal handling, survival might be good. Athletics, survival. We're not bothered about athletics because that's already got a -1 to it. Acrobatics and performance, that might be quite good. A sleight hand and stealth. History, persuasion. Insight and persuasion. That might be quite an interesting one. I think at this point it's kind of down to preference a little bit. Like we know early on in the game that all of the charismatic based skills are quite valuable. So I think we'll probably go insight, persuasion. Let's have a look here. So we've got perception. I want to put that up +4. And then we have 2 here. So let's drop the athletics. We'll keep acrobatics, I think, because I think that would be quite a good one to have. And then we can go... I don't want intelligence. Maybe if I... Oh. Puts our stealth up by 5. Right, so we've got +4 there, +4. I think the perception is probably a good one to have. +4 down there. I'd quite like this monk to be more of a good paragon type. So let's lean into that. I think we'll go with history. We've got acrobatics there. We'll have history because the other options aren't that great. And then we'll have perception because perception's valuable as well. So there we go. And then we move on to customization. So we are now done with that. That's our monk finished. How would you build yours? Tell me in the comments below and make sure to hit that like button if this was valuable to you. There's also to subscribe so that you can find out when I release more videos similar to this. Thank you very much and I'll see you in the next one.